So, Xabi Alonso has been confirmed as the Chelsea manager as of 4.5 hours ago, and the news came up in the media. Fabrizio Romano and from David Ornstein, it came up in the media about a couple hours after last night's FA Cup loss. And you know, first of all, looking back at Chelsea's loss last night, the FA Cup final loss, it wasn't the best of performances from Chelsea, it wasn't the worst of performances from Chelsea, but it was a really solid and commendable performance from not merely the Chelsea squad, but from Callum McFarlane, what he's done in his short time as the interim manager. All the work that Callum McFarlane has done, it has led to something positive, it has led to something productive for the club. We have to be really grateful for Callum McFarlane, we have to be really thanking him that he took the charge of the club in such a vulnerable moment and he delivered these results. Even if we've lost some games under him, we've not had some terrible performances except that Forest game. We competed against Man City twice, we drew them the first time, and we lost the FA Cup final by just a 1-0 margin. And that too after a few questionable refereeing decisions, a few questionable decisions from VAR as well. So McFarlane has done a lot of positive work for the club, and now that he'll go back to managing the under-21s, I think, let's hope he does the best. I wish him all the best. And let's hope we can go on and win against Tottenham and the final game as well. But it wasn't expected news coming out after the FA Cup final, after all that had gone down during the week. It was becoming clearer and clearer day by day that Xabi Alonso was Chelsea's number one priority, and then things escalated quickly right before the FA Cup final. It was an expected news that Chelsea, whether or not Chelsea were going to win the FA Cup, if Chelsea won the FA Cup, it was going to be a really positive news that Xabi Alonso was going to be the manager now. If Chelsea didn't win the FA Cup, it was going to be another positive news to cheer up Chelsea fans in a way. And this is something that Joe Cole pointed in the post-match show, that the fact that this news has come out, the briefs have come out right after the FA Cup final, it's sort of stinks of a PR move. And yet Joe Cole is right in a lot of ways. He is right to he's right to a large extent in that sentiment, in that manner. There would be some truth to that, but then again, I think it is not what we should be paying as much attention to at the moment. We should be paying more attention to what Xabi can accomplish at this club and how he could accomplish all those things, how the club could assist him in getting Chelsea to that level that Xabi wants Chelsea to get to. And the players are excited with Xabi's arrival as well. I don't know what to say, because most of the players of this Chelsea squad could be sold and it wouldn't affect anyone. It wouldn't matter to anyone if most of these Chelsea players were sold at the moment. I don't hate anyone personally, it's nothing personal, but the Chelsea squad is just not good enough. But even with this squad, if Xabi Alonso gets what it seems to be the trend at the moment, 1 game a week, because it doesn't seem like we're getting into Europe next season, he would be a danger. He would be a danger to all of the teams. And now that all of the teams will be leveling up next season, now that Michael Carrick has become Manchester United's permanent manager, now that Tottenham, if they survive, have got Roberto De Zerbi, Arsenal are on top with Mikel Arteta, City are going to be fine, whether Pep is in charge or Enzo Maresca, who is his successor, is in charge. The league's going to get even more competitive next season. The teams are going to get even better next season, because a lot of the clubs have now amended their mistakes and now they're realizing the mistakes of their past. As have Chelsea, because now Chelsea are bound to give more power to Alonso than any of the previous coaches, more than Tuchel, more than Graham Potter, more than Frank Lampard, more than Mauricio Pochettino, Enzo Maresca, Liam Rosini, or anyone. And that is why Alonso has been titled Chelsea manager and not head coach, or something that the previous managers had been given the title. Because Xabi Alonso now would be involved in more than just coaching and training the men's team. He would be involved in much more of the sporting and recruitment strategies and plans of the club. And this is a really positive development to see for the club, because we had seen in the past, we had seen in the recent years that the manager not being involved in all these things leads to a friction between all the parties involved in that whole process. But also it leads to a discouragement sort of for the manager. It leads to the manager not feeling as connected to the club and the ownership and their aims and the future plans of the club. But now that Alonso has all that power, now that Alonso has been given all that authority the previous managers had desired to have, he could create something wonderful at Chelsea. He could really create something tremendous at Chelsea if given the power, if everything goes right, if the strategies of the club are right, if the recruitment is great. And I think it would be, because Alonso is that kind of a figure who commands all this. Alonso is the kind of figure who knows what he wants, and he will get that, and he will perform well. He will perform well with whatever he has on his plate even. He is a very resourceful coach. He's a very resourceful footballing mind. And that is why so many Liverpool fans also wanted him, not just because that he is a Liverpool icon, maybe even a legend, but a lot of Liverpool fans wanted him because he is so good with all his, not just tactics, but his approach to the game, his mentality towards the game, his understanding of football. That's something that he shared with Mikel Arteta, one of his childhood best friends, and he said this in a previous interview when he was at Leverkusen. He's so grateful to be managing Leverkusen. He's so grateful to be at this position where they're both managing Arsenal and Leverkusen, something that they probably never even thought of. But I understand why Liverpool fans are so disappointed in Xabi, that he's joined one of his biggest rivals in the Premier League during his days at Liverpool in the form of Chelsea. But also Liverpool fans are so disappointed in their ownership and their management that Arne Slot wasn't sacked, given the fact that Liverpool have had one of the worst seasons since Rafa Benitez, I think. One of the worst seasons in their entire Premier League history. And I do think that Arne Slot deserves a lot of criticism. Arne Slot is responsible for a lot of things, a lot of wrongs that are going on at Liverpool. But come on, is he really responsible for everything that has gone down at Liverpool? I think Arne Slot is a great footballing brain. And he has a lot of explanations for why the season has gone down the way it has at Liverpool. I also think that Liverpool's season has been a product of the time. It has been a product of all the circumstances surrounding the team and the Premier League. Because it's not just Liverpool who have been bad. It's the entire Premier League that has been bad. Except Arsenal maybe. And even Arsenal to a large extent. Everyone has been poor this season. And if Arne Slot is given the right time, the right tools, they went on and spent $500,000 in the last summer. And I don't think they need to do the same this year. Maybe just a few fix-ups in their squad would make them a stronger team. Maybe a few fix-ups with some of those senior players. The relationship with Slot would make the team a little better. I don't think Slot is a horrible manager, and I don't think he is clueless at all like Rossi was at Chelsea, or like some of the problems that other managers had at other clubs. I do think Liverpool and Slot are still in pretty strong position as compared to their rivals. And I know they don't want to be in that position. I know they want to be competing for the top spot. And perhaps they would be competing for the top spot next season if Liverpool do get their recruitment right this season. I think Arne Slot deserves some time more at Liverpool. Maybe if he doesn't get the results right when October is approaching, he could be sacked. But Xabi was not going to wait so long, and especially at a time when he had held so many productive meetings with the Chelsea ownership, and they had agreed on so many points. They had a vision, similar vision for the club's future. It was bound to happen. And I completely understand Liverpool fans' frustrations. I completely understand why they're mad, and they have every right to be. But I do think if Arne Slot is given some more time and a better team and a better relationship with some of the senior players at Liverpool, he would be doing great. And there have been various reactions to Xabi Alonso's appointment at Chelsea. Let me just read some of them for you. So what I see on Twitter right now is some old tweets from 2023, 2024. Xabi had been Chelsea's desire for a long time, for 2, 3, 4 years back. He had been a long-term target. He was not available, of course, at that time because of his commitments to Leverkusen, then Real Madrid. And Chelsea had a really good manager in the form of Enzo Maresca at that time, so it didn't matter. But now that Chelsea have got their long-term target in, it should be something productive. And I do think it will be. I do think Xabi would go on to create something magnificent at Chelsea. Because now Chelsea have learned from all their mistakes of the past. There has been a lot of fan backlash as well, and I do think that has at some level affected the ownership, that has at some level affected the decision makers at Chelsea. But the fan backlash has not gone unnoticed. It has been ruthless all season long, and it's completely commendable from Chelsea fans. It is completely commendable from the fan base. I just salute my Chelsea fans, my fellow Chelsea fans. Speaking as a Chelsea fan, I completely love what the fan base has done this season in terms of making the fan base's demands known to the club, making the fan sentiment known to the club this season. It has been a tremendous job, so hats off to everyone. And again, Liverpool never made an approach to Xabi Alonso. It was never a plan. Xabi Alonso was never in Liverpool's plans. They have trusted Slot all season long. They still maintain that belief in Slot. And I think it's completely fair. If you look at the data, if you look at the state of the league and the football, the kind of football that's being played in the league right now, Slot not doing well was bound to happen in many cases. And I don't think that would be the case going forward in the Premier League. And again, Xabi Alonso would be competing against one of his best friends, one of his childhood best friends, Mikel Arteta. That would be a really great rivalry to see again. Arsenal-Chelsea, the classic rivalry renewed at the height of both powers. When they both have these great managers and a great squad as well, it's going to be a spicy and it's going to be a tasty rivalry. It's going to be mouth-watering games for everyone to see. Arsenal-Chelsea, the London Derby. The Premier League is in for some exciting times. I don't know, especially with Michael Carrick as the Manchester United manager now. It's going to be some wonderful times that we're going to have in the Premier League. It's going to be something wonderful. And now Xabi has also reacted to Chelsea's Instagram post of the announcement as well. He says he has commented saying it is an honor. And Xabi did tweet Marca's article about his appointment before even Chelsea's announcement, that he went on to delete it. Everyone was so surprised by all what he did on Twitter. But it's something really exciting to see because everybody's so excited about this arrival. I saw on Twitter that even not just fans of Chelsea, but even fans of Real Madrid and all of the clubs, Leverkusen and all of the clubs who truly admire Xabi Alonso because he has so few haters, the kind of football he plays and the kind of personality he is, the respect he commands from everyone. It's just tremendous. It's wonderful. It's something wonderful to see. And so many fans of foreign clubs are saying that Chelsea is now my Premier League team. I can see why. As I said, we are in for some interesting times in the Premier League. It's maybe Premier League's prime is back. I don't know. The Premier League is on the upward trajectory now. And all that needs to change is the English refereeing. A lot of people were talking about the ego management at Chelsea. There were a lot of problems related to the players' ego at Real Madrid, and there is already this problem at Chelsea. It has gone down for a long time. It has gone on for a long time. I think Xabi would straighten some people out. I think Xabi would command the respect of the dressing room. I do think the dressing room will respect him more than all of the managers before. But I think what is going to be more important at Chelsea is a lot of the squad would need to be clearing up. A lot of the mess that has accumulated at Chelsea, it would need to be cleared up, and Xabi is going to assist in all that, obviously. So maybe a lot of the egos that there are at the Chelsea squad, a lot of the egos that people are wary of, they might just not be here next season, and that would be the most surprising of things to see. That is perhaps one of the more required things to do with the Chelsea squad as well. So that was it for the video. I hope you liked it. Xabi Alonso is at Chelsea, and it's a really interesting period to be a Premier League fan. Anyways, I'll see you guys really, really soon. This is our signing off again.